I kind of had an answer that I would think falls more on the like masculine side of like, you just have to do it. Like, if for example, recording this, if there's resistance for why I'm recording, sometimes I have valid reasons. Sometimes I need to listen deeper to the episode and um, take more detailed notes and kind of formulate my thoughts. Even though I've listened to many of these podcasts multiple times, it still is a process of digesting and synthesizing. And that's a legitimate reason to not want to put out work that is um, going to be feeling complete. But then other times there's reasons that I don't really are hard to explain. I don't know if it's a lack of conviction. I don't know if it's a lack of just wanting to do it and speaking to a camera in front of myself, um, which is a little awkward and uncomfortable at times, saying something dumb. But those are like reasons that are not valid. It's like, what are you actually afraid of? So then I've said in this conversation of how do I integrate it? Well, I just do it. I flip the switch in my brain and I say, all right, we're doing it. And the same goes for like exercise and working out and all of these difficult decisions and what may seem like risks in the moment. You just have to do it. It's never going to be perfect. And I think that is a real masculine urge and masculine energy. So when I say be gentle with yourself, it's more understand why the the decisions or the risks that you're hoping to take you haven't taken yet, and unpack those. And using a practice like journaling is something that can really help uncover that, because once you start asking these questions and you come in with an open mind, you can start to slowly make changes. And then it becomes just you, and it becomes, what is the one thing that is holding me back? And I I have, like I said, done many journaling practices throughout throughout my life, and often, not often, but sometimes I'll fall into a trap where it just feels like I'm just literally scribbling on a page to get the task done and to just say that I journaled today. And I'm just scribbling, 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 scribbling. And it's like I become aware that I'm just saying the same things over, and this is all just a whole crock of nothing. So why don't I just do something, right? Like stop, move that inertia, like get the momentum rolling. And it it then allows and creates an open opportunity for just learning and education and experience versus necessarily improvement, because that becomes the byproduct. Where if you think that there's a way to journal right, or to practice these self-awareness and kind of self reflective practices, if you think there's a way to do it right, then I just don't necessarily agree. There obviously are practices and techniques that can support and provide different unlocks across a variety of different things, but it's also sometimes just the act of doing it and the act of sitting here and talking into the mic, or listening to that podcast that I know is going to discuss an idea or a topic that is challenging to me, that is enough. And that becomes a non-cherished outcome. So it creates a new sense of calm and presence in the room, and it talks about how you are beginning to integrate these things. And Elizabeth says here is like, martial artists know that the most relaxed person in the room or in the conflict wins. And that's because there's that confidence and that presence and that knowledge and of knowing their value, to allow for a flow to come and reach that flow state. And when you reach that flow state, and when you don't have that desire or that requirement for a super specific niche, probably ego driven outcome, then you can just let things progress naturally. And you can understand, this is what I'm trying to get out of this situation. And everything else beyond that becomes a byproduct. It becomes a test or a analysis of the ego.